Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to do an update of what's going on in the crypto market. And this is going to be from a technical analysis perspective. This is my opinion. Um, and yes, I'm wrong sometimes. So, that being said, let's hop right into it. So, this is Bitcoin. As you can see, from all-time highs back in last November, 68,000. It's at about 16,000. And it's tanking. Everything is showing that it wants to continue to go down. Um, let's get into this. I'm going to delete this stuff and just kind of go into it. So right now it's 6 hours left in this candle, this weekly candle. And if this thing closes bearish, this will be a bearish engulfer, which shows signs of decline. Typically, when these form, this price area from here to about here, so about 17,000, 18,000. This is an area where traders are going to look to sell off. So from a weekly candle, I go down to smaller time frames. Let's go to the daily. All right. I'm seeing sell patterns. This is a rally base drop. See if I can clean it up a bit. You see these EMAs holding stuff down. Let's go to my favorite 23 hour. So to narrow this down, make this red for selling. I think that this area is going to be the first area of interest for sellers, meaning price could pick up just enough to come back up here to about this price point. So let's bring this now to here. Yeah, so this would be like my first area of interest as far as selling short. Like I said, this entire area is the weekly candle. So from here all the way up to here. However, that's a lot of risk. It's a big ass zone. So I narrow it down. I'll take trades from here to here, for example, short positions, stop loss right above this. And we try to get some push down to the first opposing zone. So this, since this is a supply zone, the first opposing zone needs to be a demand zone. So right now, this is nothing to me. I look down below this and I see this thing. This is a rally, base, rally. These terms, rally, base, drop, these are things in other videos in the course. Just go through the course, you'll understand. So I see this like this. Okay. Let's make this green for buying. All right, this is an area where I'd look to buy, go long. And I might even narrow this down to say here. Okay. Drop, base, rally, and price. That's the first opposing zone as far as going long. You buy here, you sell here. So if I were to sell here short, my first take profit as of right now would be somewhere down here, which would give you about a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Now, if this area holds, great. If this area does not hold, meaning price just blows through, the next zone below here, I see is this one. Okay, another drop, base, rally, here to here. Okay, and the way I'm calculating is simple. From 15,850 to 15,470. Let's call it 450 for easy math. I'm using round numbers for easy math. That's about $400, right? That's how you calculate that. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to come in here and put 15 grand on this on this coin, but if I were, out of that $15,000, I'm literally only risking about $400. That's how I trade. If it goes below this, and it can wick below, but if it closes below it, close the trade. All right. Another example of this, and just to tie in, what happens when this gets to these areas, I look at the other coins that are cheaper, and that's when I get involved. Okay. So when Bitcoin gets down to this price, I'm gonna go look at these other what people call shit coins, and I'm gonna look to buy. Typically, that's how I operate. That's how I made a lot of money last year. And how do these zones work? Let's look at this one here, for example. Let's delete this stuff. This was a drop-based rally in price. Okay. At this point, we didn't know what was going on, but I saw this pattern, right? So you come in, draw your lines out. Okay. Just give that a 900. Stretch it out. And price. At this point, if you would have gave this a little wiggle room, you could have got an entry right here. Okay. Your entry will be a little bit above the proximal of the base. Okay. Maybe you would have got activated, maybe you wouldn't, depending on your broker and the spreads. All right. But if you did, immediately this trade rallies. Checks out hard. And where does it go to? The first opposing supply zone, which for me is this drop, base, drop. Okay, so from here, he draws bad boy straight across. Let's make it a little longer. Make it red because it's a supply. And typically, you try to hold this trade until they make it to your opposing supply zone. Okay, boom, they finally hit it. Now here you would have been tipped. I'm telling you to close this trade because it gets this high and then it tanks. But boom, it runs all the way up, and as you see, it hits this and immediately starts to tank. Okay. At this point, if you did not close your trade, I will put my stop loss right below this bullish engulfing candle here. Okay. This is a new zone in my eyes. Now, would I take this? Probably not. It's in the middle of nowhere. Okay. Let's see though. And they blow it. They smoke it. But if they would have smoked it in your stop loss here, you would have took profit here. And so on. So that's how these patterns work. You know, sometimes they hold, sometimes they get smoked. That's just how the game works. All right. So that's the prediction for Bitcoin. Now again, I'm not on Bitcoin, but I'm watching Bitcoin because when he moves, everybody moves. This is Granddaddy, and typically this guy is in an inverse correlation to this guy, the DXY, the US dollar. So as this guy is tanking, Bitcoin is usually rising. It's not always the case, but typically that's how this thing operates. So the coins I am in right now, I bought back into Shiba recently based off of this here. This is a drop base rally in price. Okay. This day, when this candle hit, when this price dropped to here, which lined up with this, I entered my trade. This thing started to run and I was up a little bit, and let's talk some numbers, some math here. Fuck it, I'm gonna just, because I got a lot of stuff drawn here. This zone is ultimately based off this back here, okay? But I'm gonna delete this, and I want to show, just come in and think out loud for you. Zone, drop base rally, here to here, make it green. Price hits, runs. Now at this point, that if you look over to the right, the numbers are a bunch of zeros, about 5 zeros, and then an 847. Let's call it 850. The way I run this, at 850, I know if I put about $8,500 on this thing, you're gonna get like literally like a billion coins. That's what a B, 1 billion coins, right? Now out of that 8,500, if it goes below 815, that's 88,100. That's about a $400 zone right there. That's how much money I'm risking, right? Plus spreads and commissions. These brokers get a little out of hand with the spreads. I'm gonna be honest with you. So when this and just going through my thinking, when this hit and it started running, okay, great, I'm up. My account goes from $8,500 to, at this point, I'm at $9,500. Literally made about $1,000 in a day, or well, about 2 days, right? Now this thing starts to tank. Did I close my trade here? I did not. I'm still in my trade. This bad boy tanks, starts creating sell patterns. actually blows through the area I'm comfortable with, right? But it does not close. So if it does not close, you do not close the trade. Now, honestly, the only reason I didn't close the trade is because at this point I went into my broker and I realized that my broker has changed the commissions and the spreads. At this point, if I would have closed my trade, my $8,000 would have been turned into about like 6,500. They would have took about $1,500 from me in commissions, spreads. All right, you guys got to pay attention to this before you click the sell button. And the same goes when you're up, they're usually going to hit you for about a point or two in the spread. And this is, pretty universal from broker to broker. Back in the day, it was a little better. It's almost like, just like everything else in the beginning is sweet. And then as people started to make too much money, they make it not so sweet. So as this thing begins to run a little bit, we'll see if we can start breaking above areas. Okay, I'm looking to go above this base drop. This is a supply zone. Okay. As you can see, it's already hitting it and pushing down as we speak. This is a bullish engulfer. Okay, so I will take my alert, put it right below this, and that lets me know, if you go below this, hey, maybe they want to start tanking. Okay, so this is your kind of your last line of defense. This is a daily chart. Now I go to a higher time frame. This is also a bullish engulfer. Okay, this is another reason I bought this daily bullish engulfer here. But ultimately, this rally in price with the low being here, this ultimately is the higher time frame zone that I am playing. All right, so let's make that this color. So all this is happening within this ultimate zone here. If I go to a line chart, you'll definitely see your support there. You can do these lines and stuff like this if you want. If you see they come hit it, bounce off it, they hit it, bounce off it, hit it, bounce off it, right? So ultimately, out of $8,500, I'd like to risk all the way down to here, which is the 7712. It's about $7,000. Okay, your $8,500 will turn in about $7,000 if price drops down here. That's about $1,500. And then if I sell at that point, who knows? The commissions might be another $500,000, $1,500,000. In commissions or spreads, if you will. It's not gonna show you as a commission. The commission is gonna be like, oh, we're only charging you 2%. I'm telling you, the spread is gonna get in your ass, and you won't even know it. Okay. So ultimately, what I'm saying is, out of that $8,500, I'm trying to risk about $1,500. Now, on the upside, if this bad boy gets to running, where am I looking to take profit? Here, this is my first zone. Okay, I like 23-hour again, guys. Ultimately, this is my first target. This area here, which is about 11.5. So at that point, you will turn, you make about $3,000 at that point. You turn your 8,500 to about 11.5, 11.5. $12,000. So 8 to 12, about $4,000, right? At this point, I'm looking to take profit. Now, as you can see, this thing's been way higher. Like let's go to back to the daily chart. Way higher. This thing went up to about 85, 90, meaning if you got the nuts, the balls, and the patience to hold back to all-time highs, you can let your $8,000 turn into about 66, 70,000, 75,000, close to 90,000, almost $100,000 if we make it back to all-time highs. Is that going to happen? When is that going to happen? Who knows? Okay. I'm just looking risk to reward wise, guys. $8,000 over here versus $8,000 on Bitcoin or $8,000 on Ethereum. All right. You guys can count. Where am I going to put my $8,000? Because if $8,000 on Ethereum, I get a half a coin at 15. It's about 11. I'm sorry, I'm calculating wrong. That's not 11,000. That is about $1,100. So you get about 8 coins at this point. But my point is, as this gets to running and everybody gets to running, because as you can see, they're all pretty much making the same pattern. Okay. You're gonna make more money off of the shit coins than you are off of putting your money in something that costs more, just volume wise. Protons, I show us how this can fail on you as well. Again, protons is another thing I was buying. You can see areas where I've already marked this stuff up. Oh, look at that. That's an alert. It's happening right now. This is Bitcoin. So this is a little supply area that we're going to see if it holds or gets smoked. This is a rally-based drop. Okay. This is the zone. You can look to sell short here, stop loss above here, and you just see it. Maybe it holds, maybe it doesn't. Okay. You wait. If they smoke it, they smoke it. This is not in correlation with a higher time frame as far as selling is concerned. Let's see if they poke through it. Not yet. Looks like they might want to poke through this bad boy. Quarters theory is acting right now as well. This is 16,750 roughly. So 750 to 800 and down to 700 is typically a zone. They like to play ping pong in until they break above it or below it one way or the other. We can see how this kind of pans out. You go to smaller time frames, see how this thing gets to reacting. This is the zone here. Okay, rally base drop. Coming up with a lot of force. Boom, it's out. So they just poked through it. This supply zone is no longer valid to me. At this point, this should act as a new floor because a ceiling that should have been a ceiling gets disrespected. At that point, like I said, they come back, retest, and usually they'll take off from here. Okay. So these are different strategies you can use to calculate your risk and know that, you know, if you got a couple grand or a couple $100 when you buy into something, don't risk the entire amount of money. Draw out the zones. Sometimes they like to poke through them. They'll come back and respect this thing. Remember, I say if they poke through it, but they don't close above it, that's where you get the consolidation, and there you'll lose a lot of money at that point because you don't know, hey, are you guys going to go higher? You're going to come back lower. So at that point, again, I'm on a small ass time frame right now. It's best to play on higher time frames. Okay. It's best to play on higher time frames. If this creates a bullish engulfer, then we could see some push this week running back up to this zone. Okay. These are all things to play with, things to consider this week. These are the zones. This is Ethereum. Take some screenshots, snapshots of this. These are zones. Let's delete this. Areas to consider. And again, how do I know these areas? Just going back and back testing. You see the drop base drop with a bearish engulfer with a bunch of EMAs. That's a confluence. You can bet that somebody's going to sell off up here. Okay. Same on the buy in. This is a drop base rally. Price comes in, it pushes up. This is I am in this trade looking to push from here to here, and I use brokers. I use like trading brokers. When it comes to cryptos now, most of the time I'd rather trade it than to actually own the coins on these brokers. And when you own the coins, actually, you know, there's usually no leverage. So, you know, if this thing's saying $1,200 and you want something, you need to put up $1,200 to get one coin. Whereas on the trading brokers, the ones I've mentioned, I can control an entire Ethereum token with about $30. Literally, I can take $30, buy into this market, and they're saying at that point, oh, we're at $1,200. Great. If it goes from 1,200 to 1,250, I just made $50, but I only have $30 invested. So I'm controlling a $1,200 asset with $30. The only way you do that is with leverage, and you get leverage from certain brokers. Okay, the big boys, the big guys, Coinbase, Crypto.com, they're not giving you leverage on these coins. You need to use trading brokers. All right. If you don't know any, send me a DM. Check the other videos. I mentioned a few. But I don't want to make this video too long, guys. I just wanted to give an update. Let's go through a few more coins real quick before I get out of here. This is Ethereum again. Screenshot these. Look at the zones. See the price points. Shiba. Okay, we already showed that. Protons. I already showed that. See if we can get back above this area here. Get above this. You know, maybe we can do a little one of these numbers, push a little higher. Okay, ultimately back up to about here. Okay, and this one's pretty cool. These numbers, this is 0018. So at $1,800 down here, $1,700, you'll get 1,000,000 of these bad boys. All right. This thing go from 1,700 back up to here. Your 17 goes 2,800. You make about $1,000, and so forth. This thing can go really high. We go back up to a penny. That's about 10 G's, $13,000 right there. So that's for every million. Every $1,700 you spend, so you get about 5 million. You can see about 50 grand. You make it back up here. Luna, people still shitting on Luna, but Luna can change your fucking life if we get some run out of this bad boy. You can see at this point right now, I think Luna needs to come back to this, which is about 0.0007, which is about, again, if you got at this 12, if you got $1,200, it's going to turn into about $700 down here. All right. And it's up to you if you want to close or not. At this point, I'd be looking to buy. Stop loss below here. Okay. This is the zone. As you can see, this one worked. Drop base rally at first. Price came, hit it, ran hard as shit. So if you bought here at the 52-year $500 went to $1,600, came back down to $800 roughly. Bullshitted for a long time, then ran. Your $800 turned in about $5,500. Okay, good grief, about $7,000. And again, the 70, as I mentioned, quarters theory, quarter points. And it's the 5-point cushion around the quarter. All right. They usually like to come touch the 75, but the 70 is usually where they call it quits. And we push down back to the 25 and so on and so on. So this is Luna. Do not sleep on Luna. The spreads are tight. Crypto.com will fuck you over with the spread. The commission is going to look like it's sweet, but to spread when you get ready to get out, oh boy. So I'm just, like if it's at $7,000 literally and you close, they might give you like 5,500. Swear to God. DGB, another coin, and I want you guys to notice something. The patterns are the same. All right, when one moves, this is Luna. Nobody gives a fuck about Luna. Who's still buying Luna? Somebody. All right, Protons tanking, Shiba tanking, Ethereum tanking, Bitcoin tanking, boom, and so on and so forth. So on and so forth. CKB, another coin made a lot of money on. All this consolidation, you don't deal with that. Okay. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're shit. You just gotta make your decision and do what you need to do when you need to do it with no hesitation. Easier said than done. I struggle with that as well to this day. Dogecoin. Dogecoin had a pretty fat ass run from 5 cents to 15 cents. That's pretty fucking good. That's a 3-to-1. Okay. There's another area here. I'm not really playing with Dogecoin. You can see if this little area might hold. I wouldn't bet on it because the leg out of the drop base rally is not that strong. But clearly, you can see that somebody's buying. Okay, we came and hit it and we're pushing. If this closes bullish, hey, maybe we take the fuck off and try to come here. And then this will act as an area of supply. And, you might get some push down from here. But if it breaks above it, it's all market structure at that point. ADA, this is Cardano. People thought this was just fucking gonna go, to the moon and shit. They thought it wouldn't tank. It did. All right. So 26 cents. But look at the area, okay? This is a monthly. This is an area where you could kind of possibly see some push out. It's just when. When is more important than where. Okay? When. Engulfing candles are a clue to let you know when. AMP. I don't even know what to say about this shit. They blew completely through what should have been floors way up here. So I'm not even fucking with AMP. IQ, I like this coin, but they move so fast that like for example, let's look at a daily chart, 23 hour. It's very spiky wicky, so you get this run right from here way the fuck up here, but can you get into the app fast enough to close the fucking trade up here? I highly doubt it. Okay, and they do this shit a lot, just wicking really hard. All right, hard to get in and out of that. Nexo, I do still have some of these. It's kind of a bitch because they're like some offshore company. I had to go through like MetaMask and convert this to that, and then you want to sell it. It's the same thing. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but they give you interest, which is also a load of crap because the interest is based in the coin price. Which if the coin is dropping, your interest is worthless. All right, learned that the hard way. Crypto.com coin. Wow, hadn't even looking at this. They're blowing through what were old floors. Again, these are coins that people think, oh, it's a big name. It's not gonna tank. That people believe in this. I'm telling you, if Bitcoin's taking a shit, I don't care who believes in that other coin. It's gonna take a shit with Bitcoin because they're piggybacking all off of their network. So if I am thinking correctly, Ethereum's piggybacking off the Bitcoin network, and a lot of these other ERC20 tokens are all based off Ethereum's network. So that's just how it is. Same thing with those dog shit NFTs. All right, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. And on top of that, they're based in crypto prices, Ethereum. So if Ethereum's tanking, your picture's going to be tanking. All right, and a lot of this is based off the U.S. dollar. Um, Typically, all right, it's not exact, but there's usually inverse correlation here, meaning if this bad boy's tanking, the cryptos are usually running. Same thing with other assets, silver. All right, silver ran off from these areas. I'd look for it to, if you own some silver, physical silver, once we get to this price, you might consider going to the store and selling some of that shit. Okay, come back down here around 20, baby, you buy again. Pattern wise, I personally want to buy some silver if it comes back to around here. Okay, maybe around 15 and around 12 and $13. Not much for the stocks, guys. Upstart was a big one that just kind of took a massive shit, and it's been consolidating ever since. The Reddit boys seem like they're losing their pull on GameStop. It has broken below areas that I would have liked it to not break below. But you see, I have my alert here. Ultimately, if we break below this bullish engulfer here, I believe that it will be bearish if we come below this area. Okay, and bearish just until this point. This is a fat ass push from here. This point, you look to buy some shares of this. It's about $12. 12 is a 20. Okay, 12.50. Everything's quarter points. It's all fractals. And the push back up again is to the opposing supply zone that is formed at that time. Solana, another people believe in this, thought it was just couldn't fail. These are those Titanic guys. Look at this. Jesus fucking Christ. From $20 to $250, and it is at $12. Plus, you have this ugly ass supply zone right here that is definitely going to try to hold it down. Okay, around $30. Again, quarters theory. The shit lines up over and over again. It's pretty fucking crazy. So if we break above this, you can look to break, back up here. But that's your first supply zone. We haven't even found like a support level yet, in my opinion. That's a bullish engulfer right there. So this is, again, you want to play tight, small, real quick, in and out, 12.27 to 11.94. That's like, 30, 40 cents you're risking. All right. Buy as many as you can afford. But if it comes below this, oh, look at this. This one. This is why you have to go back in time. This lets you know why something's happening. Boom. Drop, base, rally with the engulfer. They hit it right here. So this hit, and they're pushing up right now, created that. So you probably want to include this entire area, stop loss below here. And you run up to here, okay? And you come use this tool to find out what's your risk to reward, right? So let's say I come in here. You come buy this shit roughly around here somewhere, stop loss around here somewhere, and around here somewhere. All right, 1-to-1. Those 1-to-1s are usually have a higher win rating, but if you're not like really consistent, really good overall, you'd lose the war doing 1-to-1s. Side note. But that's it, guys. Try not to look at too much shit. US 30, NAS, These guys are like this fucking same thing. US 30 is just like moving it's way more money moving, but they're going the same direction. Okay. You can trade those. I love trading those. They're very fun, exciting in the morning. $1, another fun one. I think we're going to push down. These are some Forex pairs. And guys, if you like the cryptos, you will love Forex. It's all currency. And pretty much in the Forex market, those moves that you want the crypto market to make, they're doing that shit every week in Forex. Every fucking week, they're going nuts. All right. So it's about trading. Trading's better than investing. It's my opinion, especially nowadays. You guys want that buy and hold shit. You better buckle up. If you're down to get in, get out, and deal with a little stress, have some bad days and some great days, this thing's for you. So that's it. This video is longer than I want to be. Just crossed over 30 minutes. Hope this helps you on your trading journey. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on the social medias. If you have my number, give me a call. And let's get this money. Enjoy your week.